GTA, San Andreas. Released in 2004 is known for its challenging and diverse missions. Players have encountered some missions that are difficult and frustrating due to their complexity, difficulty curve, or unique mechanics. Here's a list of 10 missions that many players have found challenges.
Number 10. Mad Dog's Rhymes.
How about if I get somebody to write something for me, only they didn't know about it?
Mad Dog's Rhymes is a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas given to protagonist Carl Johnson by Grove Street Family's affiliate and aspiring rapper Jeffrey O.G. Locke Cross from the burger shop he works at in the marina, Los Santos, San Andreas. The mission introduces the player to the ability of stealth kills. Carl recently stole a load of music equipment for O.G. Locke's album release party, but it seems that Locke can't rhyme if he doesn't have them to read off. Locke asks CJ to assist him in borrowing rhymes from famous rapper Mad Dog. Carl heads for Mad Dog's crib in Mulholland. He gains access, discovering that the home is heavily guarded by Mad Dog's security. Nonetheless, Carl, unable to use his weapons apart from a knife, continues the infiltration and uses his stealth to make his way to the studio room, stealing the rhyme book. He exits the mansion in the safest way possible, and heads back to Burger Shot. Carl then meets Locke outside of the restaurant, giving him the rhyme book. In order to complete the mission, the player must go to Mad Dog's mansion. Get to the main door is around the back of the mansion. The rhyme book is in Mad Dog's recording studio. Mad Dog's personal security are patrolling the mansion. Do not use any guns on your way to the rhyme book, you will alert them. Use stealth to steal the rhyme book. Exit the mansion and get the rhyme book back to O.G. Locke. It's safe to use your weapons now, although it may be less risky if you use stealth to get past any guards on patrol. The guards are using silenced guns. If you manage to obtain one, it will allow you to fire a gun without being heard by nearby guards. The reward for completing this mission is an increase in respect, and the mission's management issues and burning desire, after the phone call from Tenpenny, are unlocked. The player is also allowed to keep the knife and remaining ammo for the silenced 9mm from the mission. Number 9. In number 9 we have End of the Line is the final storyline mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas given to protagonist Carl Johnson by Grove Street Family's leader Sean Sweet Johnson from his home in Ganton, Los Santos, San Andreas. In order to complete the mission, the player must drive to Big Smoke's crack fortress. Go get the SWAT tank. Use the SWAT tank to ram right through the entrance of Big Smoke's crack fortress. Smoke is on the 4th floor in his penthouse suite. You will have to work your way through 3 floors to get there. Make your way to floors 3 and 4. Go get Big Smoke. Smoke has switched the lights off. Go get the thermal goggles by the lower window. Use the night vision goggles you have just picked up from Big Smoke to help you see in the dark and escape the building as quick as possible.
It ain't over.
The floor is on fire. Use a fire extinguisher to help you get out. Follow Tenpenny and make sure Sweet is safe. Stay close to the fire truck and do not lose Tenpenny. The cop is stomping on Sweet's fingers. Get your car close to him in case he loses his grip. Protect the car from the police, Vagos, and Vallis. Frank Tenpenny died after succumbing to fatal wounds caused by his fire engine losing control and falling off the overpass into Grove Street. Big Smoke, killed by Carl Johnson for betraying the Grove Street families, defecting to the Ballas, and usurping control of the families for money and power. Numerous members of the Ballas, Vagos, San Fierro Rifa, Russian Mafia, and Crack Palace workers, killed by Carl Johnson for getting in his way of killing Big Smoke.
But you managed it, man. Numerous
LSPD police officers, including the CRSH,
you're an icon, man.
killed by Carl Johnson for getting in his way of killing Big Smoke. Numerous LSPD police officers, including the CRSH, killed by Carl Johnson for getting in his way of killing Big Smoke.
I'm just
Rookies,
glad it's finally
killed by
over.
Carl Johnson for getting in his way of chasing after Frank
You know what's
Tenpenny
up, Smoke.
alongside his brother,
He
Sweet.
always saw things a little different.
Various Ballas
Smoke?
and Vagos
Smoke was
protesters,
always on his
killed
own,
by Carl
always out
Johnson
for
for attempting to kill him and getting in his way of chasing after Frank Tenpenny alongside Sweet Johnson.
Some dice with Woozy.
Rewards
Nah, we
include
gotta take care of shit here first.
respect,
Going on tour, fam.
$250,000.
Yeah.
End of the line achievement IN, Xbox 360 version. Micro SMG, 70 rounds. Number 8. In number 8 we have
What's
stolen.
Torino up to now?
Listen, Carl, we've got a problem.
I'm feeling a
Some
little
traitors
exposed
from
here.
another department think they can help the overseas situation by financing militaristic dictators in exchange for arms contracts.
Hey, ain't
What's
that
your take
exactly
on
what
this?
you do?
Well, kind of, but we get to pick our dictators.
I thought them was your
degenerates that we can control. We try to stay the hell away from these guys with principles, because that just muddies the water.
IT is a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas given to protagonist Carl Johnson by government agent Mike Torino from the Verdant Meadows airfield in Bone County, San Andreas. Carl is in the middle of the airstrip waiting for Torino. When government agents arrive in trucks and a cargo plane. Feeling exposed, he hides behind some crates. A little later, Torino sneaks up to him, saying that the people who arrived are from a rival agency. Torino, having permission from his apparent boss, wants Carl to kill the agents by bombing the cargo plane. Carl, though reluctant at first, accepts. Carl is hopping on a bike, and is quickly making his way inside the plane, which is taking off, dodging bullets from the agents and the barrels falling from the plane. The plane eventually takes flight. Once on board, he makes his way to the front of the plane, killing several agents on the way. He places a satchel charge, and then, using a parachute he gets from an agent on board, he jumps out of the plane, free-falling down to Earth as the aircraft disintegrates in midair, completing the mission. Mission objectives. Go. Get up the plane's ramp now. The aircraft is filled with explosives. The player must avoid firing weapons or the plane will be destroyed, wasting the player along with it. Failing the mission. You'll need a parachute to get off the plane. One of the crew members will have one. Pick up the parachute. Place a satchel charge on the plane and get out the back. The reward for this mission is $20,000. The mission Black Project is also unlocked. Number 7. In number 7 we have Wrong Side of the Tracks.
That's right, Carl. I got my eye on you.
And like I give a fuck.
Wrong Side of the Tracks is a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas given to protagonist
for,
Carl
Smoke?
Johnson by Grove Street Family's member Melvin Big Smoke Harris from his home in Idlewood, Los Santos, San Andreas. Mission. Tenpenny and Pulaski are seen leaving Big Smoke's house by the garage. Carl arrives and Smoke tells him that they have to go to the train at Unity Station. When the pair arrive, Smoke explains that the Vagos and San Fierro Rifa are cutting some kind of deal, and intends to crash the meeting. However, it is actually an ambush and the Vagos attempt to escape by train. Carl and Smoke use a yellow
Was it always
Sanchez
like
parked
this?
nearby
Was what always like
to
this?
chase down the
Always
train to
fucked
kill
up
all
around
4
here.
Vagos
Or is it 'cause of
thugs,
the drugs?
whilst avoiding
What you
obstacles
think,
such
man?
as
I don't know.
oncoming
That's why
car
I'm
blocks
asking
and
you.
incoming trains going the opposite
don't ask
direction.
a wise man, friend.
If
Ask a
successful,
fool.
Carl
That's
and
what I
Smoke
was
will have eliminated all
Well, if you gonna
Vagos
make
before
this
the
thing
train
personal,
reaches the
I ain't
Frederick
speaking
Bridge,
on it no more.
connecting Los Santos and Los Venturas. The two then clear the scene, and CJ takes Big Smoke back to his house. Mission objectives. In order to complete the mission, the player must drive to Unity Station, get on the motorbike with Big Smoke, chase down the
Hey, you
Vagos
better
gang
clear out,
members and
CJ.
take them
I
out.
don't want those crash fools
Keep up
trying
with
to
the
fool
front
you into
carriage
some
of the
shit.
train
Alright,
so
homie,
Big
you be
Smoke
careful
can
with those
shoot the
cats.
Vagos
I'ma
gang
see you later.
members. You left Big Smoke behind, go get him. If Big Smoke falls off the Sanchez, take Big Smoke back to his house. The reward for this mission is increased respect. The mission Just Business is unlocked. At number 6, we have Vertical Bird, a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. Protagonist Carl Johnson receives this mission from government agent Mike Torino after reclaiming Mad Dog's mansion. Torino instructs Carl to steal a Hydra VTOL jet from an amphibious assault ship at Easter Basin Naval Station. Carl successfully completes the mission by destroying spy ships and safely landing the jet at the Verdant Meadows airfield. To complete the mission, the player needs to find a silenced pistol and a knife in the speedboat. Head for the ship, entering before the rear door closes to avoid detection. Locate the control room to deactivate the SAM sites. Steal one of the military jets while avoiding guards. Eliminate enemy jets tailing you. Destroy the remaining spy ships. Guide the jet to the desert airfield and park it in the hangar. Rewards for completing the mission include $50,000, increased respect, unlocked next mission, Homecoming, and a permanently spawned Hydra in the westernmost hangar of Verdant Meadows. Additionally, heavy weapons spawn at Torino's ranch with more ammunition than regular pickups. After the mission, a WCTR news bulletin denies eyewitness reports of the Hydra being stolen from the naval base. At number 5 we have Amphibious Assault, a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. Protagonist Carl Johnson receives this mission from Wu Zimu, the Mountain Cloud Boys triad boss in Chinatown, San Fierro. The mission requires Carl to plant a bug on a Da Nang Boys-owned ship in San Fierro Bay, but he initially hesitates due to his fear of swimming. However, he agrees to help when he learns that Woozie is blind and cannot do it himself. To attempt the mission, it must be between 2000 hours and 6 o'clock. And Carl's lung capacity must be above 5%. If Carl's lung capacity is insufficient, a special cutscene prompts the player to improve it by diving underwater before continuing. During the mission, Carl swims to the ship, avoiding the Da Nang boys and their patrol boats, as well as the searchlights. He sneaks to the back of the tanker, plants the bug, and then quietly swims back to the docks. To complete the mission, the player must 1. Get to the docks. 2. Swim to the tanker and board it. 3. Quietly plant the bug at the back of the tanker to avoid guards' attention. 4. Safely return to the docks. Completing the mission rewards the player with $11,000 and an increase in respect, while also unlocking the next mission, the Da Nang Tang. At number 4, we have Black Project, a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. The Truth, a pot-growing hippie, gives this mission to Carl Johnson at Verdant Meadows Airfield in Bone County, San Andreas. Carl sneaks into a secret military research area to find a black project, believed to be a jetpack. He can either enter through the blast doors using the control tower or through a vent if the control tower is disabled. Carl eliminates soldiers while making his way to the project's location. In the lab, a scientist provides Carl with a keycard to access the launch bay, where he steals the jetpack. To complete the mission, the player must 1. Open the blast doors using the control tower or enter through the vent. 2. Find the black project and obtain the keycard to access the launch bay. 3. Use the jetpack to fly out of the launch bay. 4. Deliver the jetpack to a drop-off point in the canyons. The mission's reward includes unlocking the next mission, Green Goo, and the availability of the Desert Eagle at Ammunition for $1,200. There is no monetary reward for completing this mission. At number 3, we have Zeroing In, a mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. Protagonist Carl Johnson receives this mission from Barrios Los Aztecas leader Cesar Villalpando in Doherty, San Fierro. Cesar and Carl play cards until Kendall reminds them to focus on making the garage successful. Zero introduces a tracking device that locates desired vehicles through cell phone calls. To complete the mission, Carl uses the tracking device to follow the desired vehicle, performs a pit maneuver to force the driver out, and then returns the vehicle to the garage in San Fierro. The player must 1. Keep tracking the vehicle. 2. Force the driver out and steal the car. 3. Drive back to the garage. Completing the mission rewards the player with an increase in respect and $5,000. It also unlocks the mission, Test Drive, and grants access to customizing street racing cars at the Mod Garage, Will Archangels in Ocean Flats, San Fierro. Additionally, a Uranus car will now spawn at the first floor of the Wong Cars dealership near the garage in Doherty. At number 2, we have Learning to Fly, which is a series of pilot school missions in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. Protagonist Carl Johnson receives these tasks from government agent Mike Torino at the Verdant Meadows Airfield in Bone County, San Andreas. After acquiring the Verdant Meadows Airfield, Torino insists that Carl takes flying lessons to secure his brother's release from prison. Reluctantly, Carl agrees and completes a set of flight challenges, including flying through tight checkpoints and performing complex maneuvers. Upon successfully completing all 10 missions, Carl obtains his pilot's license. The rewards for completing the mission are: 1. A rustler always spawns in one of the hangars at the airfield. 2. A stunt plane spawns if the tests were passed with at least a silver medal. Or a hunter spawns if all gold medals were achieved. 3. The police Maverick and Raindance appear on the roof of the Los Santos Police Department and Santa Maria Beach, respectively. 4. The hunter spawns in the Easter Basin Naval Station. But entering the base triggers a 5-star wanted level. 5. Carl receives his pilot's license, granting access to any of San Andreas airports through security gates and the ability to pilot any aircraft at the airport. 6. Unlocks the missions NOE and Fender Ketchup. 7. Safe houses in Las Venturas become purchasable. 8. All victim clothing stores in the state become accessible. 9. The 6-star wanted level becomes obtainable. Now Carl is a licensed pilot and gains access to a variety of aircraft, along with numerous other advantages and opportunities throughout the game. Finally, at number 1, we have Supply Lines, a challenging mission in Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas that tasks players with controlling an RC plane to destroy a series of targets. The mission is given by electronics expert Zero from his store in Garcia, San Fierro. When Carl Johnson enters the shop looking for Zero, he finds him in an embarrassing situation. Zero shares his humiliation by Berkeley and seeks revenge. To achieve this, Carl suggests using a miniature plane to humiliate Berkeley by destroying his delivery couriers. The player takes control of the RC plane, maneuvering it through different parts of San Fierro to eliminate the couriers before they complete their deliveries. The mission's time limit and challenging controls make it particularly frustrating. Once all 5 sets of Berkeley's delivery personnel are taken down, Carl must skillfully pilot the plane back to Zero's shop rooftop to complete the mission. Upon successful completion, the player is rewarded with $5,000, and the mission, New Model Army, is unlocked. Additional information. It's worth noting that Supply Lines is known to be one of the most difficult missions in the game due to the RC plane's tricky controls and the time limit. Many players have struggled with this mission, and some even consider it to be one of the most frustrating parts of Grand Theft Auto, San Andreas. However, with perseverance and practice, it is possible to overcome this challenge and progress in the game.